stoked that people enjoyed the latest Send edit from High Water on the Zambezi. That was an incredible trip to be a part of, and I'm really happy about the video that we put out at the end of it. During the trip, myself and Benny especially were talking about the films that we grew up watching of people kayaking on the Zambezi when we were kids and how they resonated with us. So things like The Wicked Liquids, Burning Time, Black Book by Scott Lindgren, you know, all these films, they just played such a huge role when we were kids of what we wanted to grow up and do. And, you know, to be there on the Zambezi at those flows, it just felt right to put out an edit with the same style and feeling of the edits that we watched growing up as kids. And they were all set to like this punk rock music. They're all really fast paced. The Zambezi segments didn't have that much story in them necessarily. It was just all about the content created in that space, and that's what we wanted to emulate with this edit, and I'm stoked with how it came out. But there's only so much that you can fit in a 3-minute action segment, so here's a couple of things that you won't have seen in the main edit.
The guide had warned us against treacherous rapids and had spoken with even greater fear of the crocodiles which were said to infest these waters. An ominous roar reached our ears. One branch of our stream would carry us over these falls. We realized too late that ours was a foolish choice.
That track I used on that little mini edit, that was made by Rush Sturges at River Roots Productions, and I think it's so cool that Rush is making his own custom beats now and supplying us with them, and I think that's going to be game changing in the next couple of videos. Although I said that this was some stuff that you won't have seen in the edit, there were still lots of shots of number 9, and the reason why that rapid gets filmed so much is one, because it's one of the biggest and the most impressive out there with the biggest reputation, and two, it's just a gift, you know, it's so easy to film there. You can get out on the bank left or right, you can run laps on it, it's just so easy to film there, whereas other rapids, like the opening shots of myself and Caleb, that's filmed on rapid number 7, which is really long, twisty, turny, involves long hikes up or drone filming to really get good shots of it, and it's just a bit of a mission. And then, honestly, High Water on the Zambezi, although it's incredible to have that power going down the river and to see these huge features that look like they belong in the ocean, it's a bit of a nightmare for filming because it's either raining or the rapid is changing shape so much that by the time that you've gone up, set your camera up, and someone's gone to hit the move of a line that you're talking about, it's 50-50, honestly, whether the water is working in your favour or not. And there were a few times where I was pretty happy with the shot and how it was composed, but then the window that someone was trying to squeeze through in between two huge rapids would just close out on them, and they would just get swallowed. You won't be able to see the end of the clip, you know? So that was frustrating, but there are also these moments of magic of that gave, you know? Because sometimes people would get through that window perfectly, sometimes they wouldn't, also spectacular and good to watch, and sometimes they would hit lines just as the window is closing and they would just get boosted into the air. It was so sick to see. And that was one of the shots that we used in the main edit of Dano flying off this curler crossover kickflip move that was so sick. The only thing that I'm sad about with that clip is that I wasn't expecting him to go that big because I'd filmed some earlier ones, and so there's like a little jolt as I'm like, he's going out of frame. No, I got him. So I don't like that little jolt. I just want it to be smooth, even though I don't like panning that way because it doesn't make any sense to me, because we read left to right, so I want all my pans to go that way because it feels more natural to me as opposed to right to left, but sometimes you have to do it. My other sad thing with that shot is, check this one out. You see how he comes across, and right as he's throwing the kickflip, the wave explodes and we get this like spray. I think that shot was beautiful. He just didn't go as big, so we used the other clip. Filming on high water on the Zambezi is not easy, and even the drones, we always have such issues in that gorge filming with the drones. They just don't seem to get a good connection. They're flying all over the place. And Dane is a drone ninja, so he manages to handle it. But for myself, when I'm flying it, I'm just, oh my god, why is it not doing what I want? Come back, please. Please don't go in the water again. And it's stressful. So that's a lot of the best drone shots come from Dane filming us, unfortunately not us filming Dane, but then I try and get really good shots of him with the handheld camera from the side. Quick non-kayaking related one here. The storm drains in Zambia are huge. They're absolutely massive, and on my first trip there, not even walking back from the bar, walking to the bar, I fell in one and absolutely jacked my ankle up and couldn't walk for almost a week. And the entire time while my ankle was healing, I was like, why are these storm drains so big? That's just crazy. And then being there in rainy season, I really understood why the storm drains have to be that big. That's because if they weren't, the whole road would be flooded. It's crazy how much water can fall so quickly during the rainy season. I know that a lot of you will have clicked on this video hoping for a Carnage segment, but we didn't use in the main edit, and I think I can sort of deliver some Carnage for you, but the important thing to note here is that in my head, Carnage is when people are in over their head and they make a mistake and it all just snowballs and they have a rubbish time down the river, you know? Whereas a lot of the clips that I filmed that would count as Carnage, that was just people getting shut down by the water. Like they're about to go through the window, about to have a clean line, and the water is just gets them and grabs them. We had a lot of surfs in the hole that is next to the tubing wave. We didn't really get the tubing wave at its prime, and that's because it was on the rise, and we think it's better as it's better as it's dropping down. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back and test that, but that's our theory as to why the tube wasn't as good as in some videos that we've seen. What no one tells you about the tube wave is that it all feeds into that massive hole. Obviously, you can see that from the video, but nobody mentions that the far side of the hole is really shallow. It's maybe, I don't know, 3-4 foot deep, and it's really intimidating to be over there when you're tired from surfing it, tired from getting beat down in the hole, and then close to getting pushed up against a rock in your carbon kayak. It's not that fun of an experience, but we had a lot of tumbles in there, so I'll stop talking. I'll just cut to the Carnage section. without a doubt, the best shot that you won't have seen in the main edit is Benny Marr dropping into the centre line at number 9 backwards. I know, it's absolutely crazy, right? So, Benny lost a bet in the bar to a young guys at Cull, and we were betting on. I'm not going to mention names because I don't know how sensitive they are to this section, to this situation or whatever. But anyway, one of our mutual friends somehow. This photo appeared of his car in a swimming pool, and it popped up. We were all in the bar, and a discussion ensued of whether it was real or not. And Dane is talking about the layers and like all this stuff as if it's been photoshopped, and I just think it's crazy. Like, there's no way that car ended up in that pool with the kayaks on the roof and the dude in the dry suit going in for the keys or whatever he's reaching in there for. And young guys at Cole did think it was real, and so Isaac and Benny shook hands on a bet that whoever was right as to whether the photo was real or fake had to drop into the centre line at number 9 backwards. And when I was hearing this bet take place, I thought that for sure it would be the young buck Isaac Hull having to either drop in backwards or to do some sort of forfeit, because that's just a horrific bet to make. Like, nobody wants to do that. And a few hours later and a couple of beers later, the message comes through that this photo is real and that Benny lost the bet. And so the next day we all line up and Benny paddles out to the middle of the river and sure enough turns backwards and drops into the centre line at 9 through that monstrous hole backwards. It was absolutely the most epic thing I've ever seen. Like, I would for sure have backed out of that bet and asked for some sort of forfeit. There's no way I would ever want to do that. And then he accepted that he lost the bet and just committed to it, which, you know, he's always been one of my kayaking heroes, but even more so for doing that. That was legendary. His spray deck did blow, he did end up swimming, but then he self-rescued and walked back up, and then he filmed us doing something at number 9 and then ran it again. He's just a savage. Really, really cool to see. That was absolutely the best moment that you haven't seen in the main edit. And on that note, thanks so much for watching, and yeah, hopefully I'll catch you guys on the water soon.